Well, hello there. Chris wanted me to make another episode. Today what I'm going to do is instead of instructing you on how Bazilla works, I'm just going to dive right on in and just kind of try to remember to talk out loud what I'm thinking as I'm doing so that you can see what is going on. I really like using this website called Pazilla.org. It's a free website. There is a membership aspect to it that you can do, which I do have. So I will be utilizing the membership components. I should have looked up how much it is. It's like $20 or $30 for the year, something like that. So to me, it's worthwhile. I talked about that last time, so I won't go into more. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in. I'm going to change this to 7 generations. And so over here, I like to start the left just because I know there was work to be done. So I just start working left to right. So I'm going to click on Nathaniel and I'm going to say, show me his descendants. And now it's going to build his descendancy tree. It's like the aerial view. I'm going to see, and it's like the rings of a tree. Each generation is a different ring. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit hints. And it's going to search the tree, communicate with family search. It's searching, searching, searching. It's going to leave behind little orange squares on people that have sources, potential sources to match to them. So it's doing its thing. I'm going to go ahead and hit this search 10 hints button. Now, if you just have the free account, you can't search hints. What you can then do is just start at the top or start at the bottom, start wherever you want, and just go and visit those people and just see if they have hints. This just helps. This just like skips a step and just does it for me. So I'm going to hit search 10 hints and it's going to open up 10 tabs at the top. I had already previously logged into Family Search, so that's why it just went ahead and did it. If you aren't logged in, you might need to, it might just open up one tab for you, and then you might need to hit that search 10 hints again, and then it'll open up 10. Okay, so this is a marriage record. Dennis, Reed, Lindsay. Okay, it says an unknown wife, and they were married in Bartholomew, Indiana. I'm going to open up the details on Emma to see if we already had some kind of a marriage date on her thing. Looks like a marriage registration is 28 August 19. So it is referring to her. So if he married somebody on this date, well, we know he married her on this date. So therefore, we know this record is regarding her, even though it says unknown. Sometimes it's just the way the document looks, and so the person who indexed it was required to say unknown because maybe the spouse wasn't listed right on that screen. Okay, I'm going to click attach, and I'm going to go to Emma, and I'm going to click that over. Oh wait, I think we had the marriage registration already. I thought we did. Well, I'll just leave it on there. It's okay. It might be duplicate information, but that's okay. Okay, now here are some other people mentioned on the record, and I want to be sure that they also get attached to this. So I'm going to click change and put the focus on the unknown spouse because it's listing her parents right there. So here we have them. And don't be alarmed when you see slight discrepancies. It doesn't mean that it no longer is talking about your people. It just means like Mary S. Deppel. It's spelt a little differently. They have a different letter. Who knows? Maybe it was written in cursive and the E, somebody thought it was an S, so they wrote an S. Or I don't know. There's some different things. Maybe somebody just wrote it down wrong or misinterpreted. So don't worry about this. We know it's this. Just this is a marriage license proving of all these relationships and that date. So we know it's correct. They just had a misspelling on a name. And same with Reed. Reed is spelled differently here and here. Maybe one is correct over the other. That's something we can look into. So if I want to double check all that, I could go ahead and click on Dennis and click person. And I can see, okay, how many other ways do they spell his middle name? If I go to his sources and see, let's see. read here, R-E-I-D there, R-E-E-D there, R-E-E-D. So it looks like there's several where he's spelled with the two E's, which is probably why it's read here. And then Find a Grave has it there too. But look on the deaths and burials, it's that one. So, you know, it's kind of crazy, but whatever. We just go with, we just try to make a educated guess and go with it, but at least we have the sources proving him and all the alternate spellings. You can come down here under other information and say add information and say alternative name, and you can say, wait, what was his first name? Dennis. I'm like, wait, blinked on it. I can do that. And just to show that that was another way of spelling his name. And then I can, while I'm here, I can just go ahead and I can look at these sources and get these attached. So I'm of the philosophy of if there is a source, I am going to, you know, if it's correct, I mean, if it's referring to the correct person, I am going to go ahead and get it attached, even if I'm not learning any new information from it. By attaching the sources, it helps clean up the tree. So it helps to eliminate the potential of somebody else finding this source and creating a new entry for each of these individuals. So it helps to reduce the instance of duplicates being created, which is super important. Oh, look, here, I just found a spouse. So I'm going to click add. And notice how she has a different middle name, you know, the initial. So that's something else that will also look. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and say create new person. And then I'm going to add that marriage date over and click attach. Now it's saying we know who his parents are. Now I can just say change, put him as the focus, and I can click add and add. However, sometimes these people already exist on the tree, and I might be able to find them with this preliminary kind of a search. So what I like to do is I click on him, and I'm going to open him up in his own tab, and I'm going to toggle back and forth. J.D. McLay, or McLeay, I don't know how you pronounce it. So I'm going to come over here, scroll down to his parents, say add parents, and I'm going to say J.D. Let's see, how did they spell it? They spelled it, sorry, no K. I don't know why I put a K in there. What was that it? Oh, I have like the worst memory. Short-term memory loss. Okay, and then I'm going to say deceased, and then I'm going to enter the spouse information, Daisy Brown. And because I'm entering, I mean, there could be a million J.D. McClays, however, on the tree, but how many are going to be married to a Daisy Brown? So that might help to whittle down any duplicate, you know, the potentials. And it looks like nobody was found with this preliminary search. I don't have any extra details, so I'm just going to go ahead and say cancel. I could have just said add, but I find it much easier to just say add from here. Now, like I said, this was just a preliminary search. Oh, and you're required to put something. I'm just going to say son born 1903, which to me proves that he was really old, and I'm sure he's dead. So that's kind of enough of a reason to guess why he's deceased, because I don't have his date. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the mom. Son born. And then once I find the birth or whatever, you know, some kind of date here to prove their existence more concretely, then I'll like delete that reason. But for now, it satisfies it. Okay. So now I've just added a spouse and his parents to the tree. Woohoo! We found a new person. We found 3 new people, but they may already exist on the tree, right? So I'm going to just kind of double check a little bit. Sometimes I find them and sometimes I don't. And sometimes I find them through building his story. You know, I added this guy, this Valorius. I need to build his life sketch a little bit more. You know, I need to find more about him and about his siblings, his parents, and everybody. Once I know more about them, I might find other sources which are already green, meaning that they've been tagged onto somebody else, and then therefore I'll be like, oh, yep, there they are. So I'll show you what I mean. So right here, Family Search thinks there's some matches on this guy. So I'm going to open that, and I'm going to look, and look, John D. and Daisy B. Woohoo! Okay, so it's that family. Oh, look, they're from Canada. Woohoo! Okay, so we're learning, and she's from Indiana. Nice. Okay, and we're going to add him. See how his name is spelled a little different? That's okay. And daughter-in-law. See, everything is matching, proving their existence. We're on the right track. Okay, and then I'm going to close that. And then I'm going to go to this one. And same thing. And I always click over that information because this is building their life story. In 1920, they lived here. In 1930, they lived there. So you want to slide that information over. Okay. And it looks like he went by Val. Probably his nickname, at least that year. It depends on who the census taker interviewed, you know. Somebody, that might have just been their nickname for the guy. Okay, so that's all Family Search comes up very basic, you know, kind of way. But we might find more. Now, Family Search, I can click here and search Family Search records, but I really love Ancestry's algorithm method. So I am going to hop over to Ancestry, and it will autofill his details here. And so I am going to find him. Let's see, was yeah, Daisy Brown. Was that the same spouse? Let's see. Virginia Lindsay. Looks like a different marriage. 1899. 1921. Okay, so this, he was married 1927 to Virginia, and this one, because it's the same parents and the same people. See that Daisy Brown and the JD, so we know it's him. So this must have been a first marriage. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get this information saved in. Okay, so we are learning now. Look, we learned his birth date. So I'm gonna copy and paste that information on him. So I'm gonna scroll to him, birth, click edit, double click in there to highlight that, and then I'm gonna paste over the correct and birthplace. Toggle back and forth, just copying and pasting. And then make sure you pick one of these. So we know it was Indiana, so we're gonna pick the Indiana one. And I'm just gonna click save. I don't worry about the reason why it's correct. I'm gonna attach the source so we'll know it. Okay, and then he got married to Helen Myers. Okay, so I'm gonna, really quick, while I have this up, I am going to come up here. It's up here. If you click this, you get copy ID. Come back over here, and then I highlight this all, and let's see, where did Chris put his thing? Oh, where does he keep his thing? Does he not have the? I have a cheat sheet on my computer. Where is his? Record seek. Did you guys see a pop up? Yeah, okay, that is. Whoa. Okay. Okay, so it's logging me in. I'm gonna paste his ID number in here. I'm gonna say next. I don't worry about adding the reason. Okay. And I gotta remember how to get out of this thing. Oh, come on. Okay, close that. Phew. So what that was a website called recordseek.com. You can just go to the website recordseek.com. A big button is going to appear that says recordseek. Let me see if I can show you real quick. Recordseek.com. So if you don't already have this little button here, you're going to physically drag that button and drop it on your bookmark bar. My husband liked to create, there is a file, a Chrome extension where you can put it right up here. but I just liked having it right there, and it says record seek. So on my computer, that's where I have it. But anyway, it creates the source data for you. So now, for example, I come back to him and I click on sources. Right here, it has that source, and it shows the world thing that's not from Family Source, it's from another website. But you click this and it shows you the data from what the entry said, and then a link to take you right to it, so somebody can see what exactly I did and where I got it. So anyway, but I got to input this information. So now if I click on her name, Ancestry is going to put her as the focus, and now I'm going to learn her birth date. See that? I love it. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go to him, and I need to go here to add a spouse. And her name is Helen Myers. Helen Myers. And I already copied her birth date to my clipboard. And Marion, Indiana. Made me want to say Gary, Indiana. I don't know why. Mary. No, wasn't Marion the name of the librarian? Okay. And then it tells us her parents' names. So, okay. And look, this is another reason why I love Ancestry. It shows me suggested records. So they say, if this is your person, then these are most likely that person too. Check them out. So like, for example, if I right click on this, open a new tab, and I go look at Helen Louise, and it says mother is Emma Myers, Esta Joseph Smith. That's interesting. I don't know what that's about. Okay. Oh, no, that was a spouse, not father. Interesting. Birth date, 16 March 1903, 16 March 1902. Oh, that's always frustrating. I hate when they have different death dates. I come across that so much. Born 1903 on her Social Security death index. Death certificate, 1903. Birth date. So that's interesting. So it's like, where was it? So when she got married, that's probably why. Maybe she wanted to appear older, so she fudged her year by one, maybe, perhaps, could be. Or it could be that, I don't know. You always wonder, why is it a year off? I don't know. But sometimes they were young, and so they would fudge their dates. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to say, I'm going to add her, create the person, and now I'm going to click on her, create person, and look, here's that marriage. It popped up. And then I want to add parent, and just like I did before, it said John Myers and Emma. Oh, where am I? Right up here. John Myers, male, deceased spouse. Emma, and I think it said, did it say her maiden name, the mom? No, it just said Emma Myers. If I click on Emma Myers, though, look at that. Oh, UHL. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Indiana. Okay, so it's the same guy, just he had multiple spouses. So we want to create the one with the mother being Emma Uhl. So we're going to say add couple. But see, they existed on the tree. So it's good to do it that way and try to find the potential duplicate. Okay, so we've added Valorius and 2 wives. Isn't that cool? And families and stuff like that. So I might not be related to these extended in-laws and all that stuff, but I'm helping other people who may be. So I'm building the tree. It's that one world tree concept. So anything I do can help others. Okay, so there's oodles and oodles of information we have here. It's like, oh gosh, what do we need to do first? We got her birthday. Oh, that's right. I need to edit that to the 1903. And I'm going to get those other sources pulled in. So that way we can prove, with those death records and stuff like that, that we found on Ancestry. But I try to get as many sources from Family Search attached first, then bring over any sources that I find on Ancestry. And then as I build their little life sketch, sometimes more things pop up on Family Search to then, it's like kind of working backwards on Family Search. Like I do all my data information finding, gathering on Ancestry, I input it into Family Search, and then bam, now I can find the sources in Family Search. I can do a search on Family Search, but it just doesn't find all the same records as easily. I had to do a little bit more scrolling through and looking through stuff and changing the spelling a few different ways to try to find the hits. So I like Ancestries. Their algorithm's just a little bit better. Okay. So I am just doing all this. Through doing this, I might come across where these people are already. Ooh, and a sister. But whose sister? Is it John's sister or Emma's sister? I'm just going to leave her be as either I or somebody else builds their family. They might come across her and then do that. So, but I don't want to get too crazy. So we had Helen. Let me go back to Helen's marriage. Here. They got married on this date. So you can go back to Helen and her marriage and add event. Paste that date. Come back over to grab the location. Paste that. Okay, now that's in there. Let's refresh and see if Family Search will bring up the, no, it doesn't. Okay. So the sources I have are just the, okay, so it did have that. Okay. Let's see what else I want to grab from Helen. We had the copy of this was on Family Search, so I'm done with that tab. Oh, Helen Louise. Let's change her name. Because the more information you add, it's going to help find other hits. And also especially middle names, because sometimes, oh, and this is death date. What was I saying? Oh, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, the more information you put in, the more hits you can get in middle names, because like in a census record, sometimes they'll put a middle initial, and then another census, that middle initial, you'll find out what that middle initial stood for, and that sometimes they go by the middle name. So it's like you'll have a person and like, oh, this year they went by the middle name, and on that one they went by their other name. Okay, Chicago, Cook County, Illinois. We're going to click that one. Always click the one that has that little thing. So it's in the standardized format and it can build this little timeline. So if you don't click the little location thing, it doesn't help the timeline feature. So, okay. So we have the birth, we have the death, find a grave, and we want to save this. So I need to grab Helen's ID number so I can create her source. Let's find a grave. Dun, dun, dun. And just paste it in here. Next, attach, and see it's been attached to her. And then those. So now I'm done with that one. This is further proof of stuff with her. Anyway, it's her information. Oh, come on, grab it, click and drag, highlight all that, click that, paste her ID, next, create and attach. Okay, it's thinking. Come on. Okay, sometimes when it does that, I mean, like it shouldn't take that long. Let me just go back to Helen and refresh and see if it did go and it just was acting weird. Fine. No, it didn't take that one. That was, let's just try it again. That, paste, next, attach. Sometimes it's just a weird glitch with RecordSeek, or it could be the link to the server that it's using at the moment. All right, I'm just not going to worry about that for now. Okay, and then looks like that was her mother, Emma and John. Seeing if I want to, let's see. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, there's even more information here, so I can like click and learn and type and all that stuff and build her a little bit more. But for now, I'm just going to kind of leave her alone. And the reason, the whole how we got here to begin with was through doing Dennis Reed Lindsay, right? And we found the marriage of Valorius to, was it Virginia? Yeah, Virginia. So Valorius was the in-law. So we found, so let's go back to Valorius. Okay. So we found him, and then we found his parents, and then we found his other marriage, or we found his first marriage. So we learned a lot in just that one, just going to that one source, and then it leading us to that family. Isn't that neat? I think that's cool. Found a lot. I'm going to click refresh on this guy. And let's get this attached. So I hope you can follow along my crazy rabbit trails, whatever you want to call it. I start one place and then I quickly go off on little tangents. But that's why I work in tabs instead of just going like changing screen on top of, you know what I mean? Loading a new screen on and it overriding what I'm currently on. I always open in new tabs. So that way I can go back, you know, I can, so wait, where was I? I was over here, or I was over there, you know, so I can see things. Okay, so I've cleared up all the easy to find hints on Dennis Reed. So he has a wife, he has parents, he has a sibling, he has some children, and let's see how I'm related to this guy. View my relationship. So we go far back. Nathaniel Eccles line, a son, a daughter. I wish they would tell me. I thought at one point it would say, no, that's Ancestry that does it. It'll tell you, like, you are, like, your 8th cousin's once removed. No, I loved how Ancestry will tell you that. But you have to build your tree in Ancestry to have it tell you that. Anyway, okay. So sometimes what I do is I do go off on crazy tangents, and this drives me crazy that I have JD and I don't have a death date for Virginia. Virginia was my ancestor, so I will work on her. But I kind of want to know because, like I said, I added him and I added these parents. This is not a full name, so there is still a chance that he may be on the tree somewhere. So I'm going to click Ancestry and do a little search on him. And remember we saw he was in Canada. You know what? I'm actually going to... Let me put the focus back on Valorius just to get to the dad. Let me close this. Go to Ancestry. Now, I'm on Valorius, but the goal is to find something where we learn his dad. His father. Okay, so I'm going to click on that and see if Ancestry finds anything. Nah, it didn't. Okay, sometimes, you know, like I said, it'll be like, oh, if you think this is your person, it gives some ideas here, but it didn't this time. Okay, let me find something else with Valorius. Something where we might see a parent. Here he's married. Oh, but he is living at home, it said. Aha, okay. So let's go there. I think we already have the 1930 census attached. Oh, did I have a death date for him? Look, over here, I just noticed here is a death certificate for him. Birth date, death date. Let's grab that. Edit. Put that in there. Death date was here. Here's the place. I forgot to set a timer. Wonder how long we've been recording. I am like the worst. Oh my gosh. I'll wait for Chris to come home and be like, you're still doing that? Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, so we were learning his dad was a doctor. Look at that. Dr. John D. McClay. I wish I knew how to pronounce that name. Okay. Oh, let's see. John D. McClay. Donaldson. John Donaldson McClay. Okay, so maybe his middle name is Donaldson, but it's put in a weird order in Canada. I'm going to open these in new tabs and look at them. Remember, my goal is to find a little bit more information on this dad because I want to build his life sketch just a little bit better so that I can see if he already exists on Family Search and I can clean up the duplicate that because I created this. So I may have created a duplicate and like that's a huge pet peeve of mine. Like, oh no, there's a duplicate out there. So I don't want to be contributing to the duplications. So I try to clean things up as I build them. Does that make sense? I hope. Okay, so his name was John D. McClay. Trying to find something that said, okay. Here's his birth date. This is his death certificate. 1874 we had originally. And here's the official date. And this said, I'm not familiar with Canada. I apologize. So I have no idea what this place is. I'm going to just put it in and see. I'm sure that's Ontario, though. Canada. Let's see if I don't know what this Labo is, though. Okay, so I don't think it's any of those. So Labo is probably short for something. Like they didn't spell Ontario out. So I'm just going to put Ontario, Canada, because I don't know what the Labo is. However, there is, we are going to have a copy of this death certificate on here. So if somebody more familiar, or I can do a Google search, you know what I mean? Sometimes Google will find that stuff for me. Hey, my sister's standing right here. You want to do a Google? My sister is visiting me today. I'm like, hey, come and watch me do this.
I'm wondering if it might be like Labrador. Is that in Ontario?
I have no clue. I am not smart about Canada. Okay, and then here is his death date. So I got to come up here to edit his death date and his death place. And you guys know if you triple click it, go 1, 2, 3 really fast. That's how you highlight that thing. Indianapolis, Marion, Indiana. But Indiana. Oh, is it not going to come? There we go. Isn't it funny you have to like get that far into it before it comes up? Okay, and now I'm going to delete this because we have a death certificate that we're going to be adding to prove it. Okay. Oh, and I gotta get his name. John D. Okay, it looks like that is him. Eliza Donaldson and John Dugald McClay. John McClay, Eliza McClay. Eliza Donaldson. Okay, so, okay, the mom's main name is Donaldson, is what it's looking like. So they gave him the middle name of Donaldson. Okay, John Donaldson. Sometimes you make little leaps, and if I'm wrong, then I fix it. Sometimes you have to be a little bit of like put on the detective hat, and just try to think, okay, like if you were living then, like you try to make these, you try to make sense of the data that you're finding and try to build that story and what likely happened, And so just looking through these sources real quick, it looks like that is what's going on. So I'm just going to build that. Okay, John D. This is the death certificate of the son. See, it's the child listed, but this was his death certificate. So I need to get his ID number. Click copy ID, come back here.
There's a Lobo.
Lobo,
Lobo, Ontario. Lobo, Middlesex, Ontario, Canada.
Oh, okay, well let's try that next. Let me get this attached. Let's hope the source is working. Oh, come on. I usually don't have issues with RecordSeek. Just every once in a blue moon, it does this. I don't know why. Well, sometimes once I enter in all that data, sometimes if I hit refresh, Family Search will find it for me. Aha. Here we go. Here's a few things anyway. Oops. So let's go ahead and add. Done with that. Lobo, yeah, here it is on here. Lobo, Middlesex, Ontario, Canada. So, yeah. And again, it's very tempting to hit add and add, but they may already be on the tree, so I don't want to do that yet. Okay, let me go back to John and fix that Lobo, Middlesex. That one. Okay. And then I'm going to say add parent. And what was that saying? John, I'm going to highlight that so I don't have to remember. And the mother's name was Eliza Donaldson. Oh, need the D. Okay. Okay, here we go. See, they're already on the tree. I'm assuming that's them. I mean, you got lots of, like how many John D. McClays are married to an Eliza Donaldson? Most likely it's them. And Eliza Grace. So another way you can also kind of prove that is try to find a census record. Okay, well let's see. When were they living? Eliza Grace. 71. So like an 1880 census, maybe we can find them. Is there an 1880 census? Or were they living in Canada then? When did they move to America? Probably could find that on one of these censuses. Might say how long they've lived there. I don't know if that's necessarily him. Okay. Anyway, okay. I wish I could get that death record attached. So I need to try to find that on Family Search. Let's see. Yeah, that or just manually create the source, which I can do. It's just annoying. So much easier if RecordSeek will do it for me. Okay, here's a whole bunch of things. Let me say show all. Do they have his death record? No, they don't. They want to find his death record. Well, it's funny that it hopped up super fast on Ancestry, but okay. So I'm clicking. So I hit the search button on Family Search to see if I can find it in their death record. So I click on collections, and I can say, let's see, where did he die? He died in Indiana. Well, it didn't really show up here. It's Ohio death. Yeah. Okay. All right. Family search. Thank you very much. I love you, but I don't like you sometimes. Why can't you show me the same sources? Okay. Let me go to sources because I really need that death. That's an important source, you know? Let's say add source, add new source. Let's go, and we're gonna have to, and I forgot what I'm trying to do. Source title. I'm trying to remember what. It's been so long since I filled this out. You guys are all gonna laugh at me who do this really well. All right. Ultimately, it doesn't matter as long as I get the information stored right. So I'm not gonna obsess. I'm gonna just do that. Come here, and we're gonna call that the source. The event date. It was his death. Oh, you know what? I probably should. Oh, come on, paste. There we go. I probably should add the Dr. John in the. I think that is supposed to be part of the source title. Maybe. I apologize if I'm wrong. Only record seek would work. Then it does it for me. Okay, and then I'm gonna just come up here. And grab. Oh, I don't know if I want to. I was gonna say I can grab this, but it has extra gobbledygook in it. But whatever, we'll just do that. And the source is found, and this is where. Oh, I wonder. Wait, which one I should put? It's like both of those are accurate, so I don't know which one. Well, I'll just put that. And then it says describe it, so I'm just going to do that. Paste that. Okay, so included all that information, so that's why I added that. Okay, there we go. So now I can get rid of that tab. Every time I can close a tab, it's like, woohoo! Okay. Yeah, okay, so this is another birth record, which is already here. It's probably been a half hour. I think I'll wrap this up. So anyway, yeah, I think I'll wrap this up. It's probably been a half hour, if not longer. So I just go through. So this just shows, like, this is just how I do my work. I just go around that wheel, find a source, and just start clicking. Oh, I need to add that dad's name because we learned his middle name. Let me do that before I forget. Oh, look, possible duplicate. Oh. All right. Nope, that's the son. So I'll say review merge. Okay, it is intending to be the same person, I believe. But they put Donaldson. Remember how it said Donaldson and Donaldson? It's because it's the mother's maiden name. So I think this is intending to be her. I mean, you know, I think it's intending to be the same person. And they got their information from this. Yeah, Eliza Donaldson. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to merge these. But we know his middle name is really supposed to be John Dugald, not him. And I'm not going to worry about bringing that over. But I am going to bring them over because we need to clean this up. Continue to merge. Same family members. John's middle name is Dugald as shown on other records. Donaldson was wife's maiden name. Just in case somebody's wondering, like, wait, what? Okay, so now we have to clean up the spouses. So, who am I going to have to be the primary? I don't know. You just grab one of them, grab their IDs, go to the other one. Oh, okay, they had it. Sometimes I grab the ID just in case it doesn't pop up as a potential. But in this case, it did pop up as a potential. Just have to give it a minute. It takes a little bit. Okay. Eliza, John, and we're going to add Mabel. I need to find another census record that puts them all together. I wish I could find that 1880, but I think they were living in Canada at the time, so I'm like, ugh, I'm not as familiar with Canadian records. So hopefully we will find something that proves that. But okay, let's go back to the John Donaldson. Again, we're straying from my line, but I just don't like to create a mess. So I try to clean up and tidy up any creations I make. Does that make sense? I really don't like to, oh, that's not my line. I'll let somebody else worry about that. But somebody else is going to be like, what the heck? There's like 4 different versions of my relative out here on the tree that I've got to merge, you know? So I created one of those duplicates. So it's nice for me to go ahead and clean up my mess. So that's why I try to, anytime I add somebody, I try to learn a little bit about them and just see if I can clean up any duplicates. So, and like I said, I am not related to them because we just got here snowballing from Valorius. But at least now I know, and I got the John Donaldson merged. So, so I feel better about that. Okay. So there's still more to sit and explore on them, to look for duplicates and whatever. And then it was Virginia. Okay, I'm going to just kind of close these just because I'm wrapping up our video here. But basically what I do is just kind of, I'm going to continue on. I'm going to go through each of these, get them all documented. I'm going to just, you know, just to be sure I don't have any duplicates. I'm going to try to find any records on these children to prove them and their relationship as siblings or whatever. And I may find sources where they have already been on the tree. And then I'm like, oh, they're a duplicate. And then I can clean them up. But yeah, but I got to them all because of where is it? Not that one. Not that one. Him. We were on Dennis, and I was cleaning up his sources. And then that's when we found her marriage to Valorius. So, and that is just one of the records stemming from this. So, isn't that amazing how much like you can find just by that one little dot and one record where I learned a spouse, I learned in-laws, I learned their, you know, and then I just have to kind of clean them up a little bit. And then I just continue on and I move on to these next sources. Some of the sources as I go and I go on that person, I looked at it, like sometimes I may have already attached this when I went to his tree. Yeah, see, so I don't need to reattach it. So when I revisit those tabs that I first had Pazilla load for me, some of them, yeah. So some of them I can close because I've done them. Yeah. Okay, and this is a whole different line, different source to work on. Oh, that's interesting. Looks like I am looking at some duplicates. So that's another video for another day. All right, well, there you go. There's another 30 minutes give or take, of watching me do family history. So hope you have a fun time doing your own family history. Don't be afraid to try out that Pazilla. All right, see ya.